All right, and welcome back. We have our guest commentators. It's me, Steven Sun, and
Luis Herbosa, aka
you
Herbie.
saw us play in the first match of round two. Um, and we
Steve
have
was playing the Tron deck. I was playing the
her,
Burn.
yeah, and we have a mirror match going on. Boros Monarch, or as it used to be called, Kototha Boros, right?
Boros, yeah.
Yeah. All
It's
right.
kind of more of a mid-range deck now than just like go wide aggro getcha deck.
Yeah, and we could tell because these guys are going into their second game with 15 minutes on the clock still.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a grind fest.
I kind of question is like, is that an error?
A lot of the deck is just like play this thing, bounce this thing back, play this thing, bounce this thing
Kill
back.
that thing, blah blah blah.
Yeah. Ramen Inspector. This would be a
Oh,
standard
they're
all
1-1.
star.
Okay. I thought they were just playing their second game.
Let's see. Chris cracking the clue.
Throbbing Inspector.
This is like my kind of deck.
What a heart
So
throb.
a lot of value.
Yeah.
You got a
I
one
might like
two.
it.
It's the type of deck where you have to Galv Blast the Throbbing Inspector.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Chris hoping to have a journey for that probably at this point.
Yeah, with nothing on board, Peter's gonna draw a card every end step, every one of his end step, unless Chris is able to do some combat damage,
That's a
which
mirror breaker, really.
yeah.
Don't you think so?
Oh,
No!
that'll do it. Okay, it's the one card that would have answered that situation. But Peter, still all right. This matchup kind of like
Just fighting over that.
yeah, they kind of just fight over the
They're
Monarch.
fighting over that token.
Yeah.
I wonder if they put that as a pink slip. Whoever wins this badass token of
Yeah,
what
who
is
brought
that?
that token?
Like Bobby,
Yeah.
King of the Hill or something. Bobby, quit wearing that crown.
And Peter bouncing one of his lands, since most of his lands are artifact
Screech.
lands.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got a battle screech here.
Peter has these superficial
Flashback.
tokens.
Love it. Love it. Well, that was quite the turn.
Yeah.
I mean, we went from one permanent to. Do we have a send now? We got a send, right?
I think we have a send. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exactly, yeah.
Exactly a send.
Yeah. So we got Journey to Nowhere. Peter's still looking pretty good though. Next turn he's gonna be able to get Monarch back.
What's the stats on Palace Sentinel again?
I believe it's a 1, 2, 4. I think it's a 2, 4. Yeah. This deck plays a lot of bounce lands. Good for bouncing back, Radiant Fountain, gaining life over and over again.
There it is.
Yeah. It's a really good Pauper card.
Yeah. I've yet to play with it. I haven't played Pauper that much since like the Monarch stuff started happening, and I know
Yeah.
like Mono Black started playing the Monarch card and also the Boros deck.
The black one is a 1/3.
Yeah, it's like
Something assassin or something. I don't know.
something of the broken heart.
Oh yeah.
Broken heart.
Yeah.
Blah, blah. It's pretty emo since it's like you gotta power it up with swamps,
Yeah.
sad feelings.
Assassin of the Black Parade or something.
Sounds like My Chemical
Garage.
Romance, you know. Song. Have you
Monarch, I'm not okay.
I'm not okay. Have you watched Umbrella Academy yet?
I have. I'm a fan.
Yeah,
I'm a
it's
fan.
like X-Men
Yeah.
made by Gerard.
Or
Way. Pretty cool. I was surprised. I
Pretty-
was like, whoa.
Pretty good stuff.
But
yeah.
then I was like, oh, okay, I could see Gerard Way having this in his brain.
Yeah. It
Totally
makes sense that he would do that. Yeah.
Totally makes sense.
Yeah. Damn, Peter is just getting so much board state right now. Going to
Got
his
the
end step.
Monarch back.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot more going on that side of the battlefield.
Yeah, Peter has a lot of flyers. And
Fistful of cards
they...
still on Womsley's side. Start controlling the board.
I
Another removal. You know, it would be busted electricity. I don't know if that's in the sideboard at this point. That would totally stabilize.
Yeah, that would kill all the
Womsley.
birds right now.
Might as well attack.
Peter gonna have to block.
Ooh. I think Murbach might have electricity in hand. But
It's
I'm
Chris
sure-
who wants
I'm
it.
sure Womsley would rather have that.
Yeah. It's still anyone's game at this point.
Yeah.
Even
That'd be kind of sad though. Womsley's like, get some battle screech, and it's like, I'm stabilized. Electricity overload.
Yeah.
We might see a table flip there.
Chris has some creatures still.
Yeah.
Peter
They're
not
gonna
really
get
able
it.
to block, and he's gonna have to chump block at this point too now.
Just keeping it tight.
Might double block the Glint Hawk.
Yeah. Just gotta get that Monarch back.
Yeah. Very attrition-y matchup. Trying to get
Can
the
you
most
explain
value.
how you get Monarch back? Because it's kind of a weird.
I believe it's combat damage. And if you deal combat damage, you become the Monarch.
To become the Monarch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a. What is it? A conspiracy mechanic?
It's a conspiracy mechanic.
Yep.
Yeah.
So not a lot of people are familiar with it, but
Yeah. It gets played. I mean,
surprise.
there's
it's
Monarch
busted.
cards in
Or you can just play
Legacy.
another Palace Sentinel.
That's
and get
another
it
way to
back.
get it back. Yeah.
So now Womsley looking good.
Yeah. I mean, both of them have drawn like, I'd say an equal amount of cards off of the Monarch trigger.
Yeah,
So
they just keep tossing it back and forth with each other.
yeah, so it's isn't super slanted in anyone's favor, I think, at this point. But I think Chris's board state looking a lot better right now, which is wow. Like maybe 2 turns ago,
I know,
Peter's
it's
board
looking-
state was like
Yeah, like Womsley had like 1 permanent, and then what was it? Ascend amounts of permanent to
Yeah.
maybe like 6.
couldn't remember if Peter attacked on his turn. Because if he had, I think maybe I would have held it back,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't have to chump block.
Dirtlemore.
Is it core? Is it core Skyfisher?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Battle Screech. Electricity looking good.
Oh.
Table
yeah.
that? No,
Well,
even with
it'll
that,
it'll look
it's-
really good if Chris attacks with everything.
Yeah.
Still, Chris would get in for 8 points of damage if.
That's kinds of attacks I would do too.
Yeah.
Take 4. Flash it back. Can you do that end step?
It's a
What about-
sorcery, but it could have done it on second main. But I think Chris is probably at this point playing around Electricity if he's playing it in this way.
Very wise.
Smart.
Very wise.
I mean, he probably boarded it in also. So, and I think I overheard him getting blown out by Electricity in his first match.
Like, oh, I felt bad. Ooh, Gorilla Shaman here, but not really doing much. There's no artifacts.
Yeah.
Questionable sideboard card.
Well, it blows
well,
up.
it blows up lands.
Yeah. And
But
if
I mean,
it's like all the cards that Chris would want.
yeah.
And there's that Electricity come in from Chris's side, wipe in Peter's
Everything.
board. Yeah,
Wow.
that's looking really
And,
good. Yeah.
Chris just turns it around here.
Yeah.
Forget the flashback. I'm going in. Yeah, you can destroy cards for 0. Gorilla Shaman. Oh, that card went up so high in MTGO.
Yeah, I remember that for a while. I think it's leveled out again.
But
Oh,
on
is that
like
another
paper, it was like
Gorilla Shaman on Chris's. Peter. No red sources right now. I can't cast Electricity. Alright, Peter's scooping it up.
And that's it. Chris takes the mirror trophy.
I have a sense that might have been game 2. Yeah, I think that was game 2 actually.
Was
So
it?
I think Peter took game 1 and Chris took this
So
game.
it's 1-1.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were saying that in the beginning, and then I thought maybe you made an error.
I wasn't entirely sure.
Oh, it's just a display error. I guess they are. Oh my god, they got 4 minutes.
So anybody tuning in right now, we are playing sudden death rules. Once it goes to time, the first point of life point damage or change actually, life gain or damage determines who wins and who
Life
loses.
gain?
Life gain also,
well?
yeah. Any
It's
point
almost
the
like
life changes in sudden death, that's how you determine who
It's
wins.
almost like a field goal in the NFL or something. Just like any kind of change in the score.
Yeah,
You win.
football, sports, you can't punt the tackle end zone, right?
Steve doesn't know anything about sports. What was I thinking?
Kobe.
Gain 4 life. Kobe. Swish. I win. So when you get to time, you just any kind of life change, whoever does
Yeah.
it first.
I
God.
watched a Last Chance trial, and it was 2
Is that how
Grixis
they do
Death
it in
Shadow.
Last chances?
Well, yeah, because it's single elimination,
Yeah.
so there has
Okay.
to be a winner. But I
There has to
saw
be a winner.
a mirror match of Grixis Death Shadow, and the game started, and they had maybe 1 minute,
Mhm.
and both of them refused to fetch their lands because they didn't want to go down a wipe.
Catcher lands. Oh yeah. Oh,
'Cause
jeez, that's so weird. I thought you were talking about Pauper
Yeah.
for some reason. I was like, won't you want to play a gain life?
I also think it's whoever is at a lower life total at the end of 5 turns.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're tied for life, then that's when the life change thing happens.
I see.
Yeah. But at the end of 5 turns, whoever has a lower life total is the one person who loses.
Interesting. This is a kind of a underground magic that we do. It's cutthroat
Welcome back to the
Sudden
Fight
death.
Club of Magic. Yeah.
Fight Club of Magic, Portland.
This is a cash tournament for anyone tuning in right
This is like
now.
the magic dark web.
This is the Magic Silk Road here.
That's a stake.
It's not that much of a
It's not a mistake.
All right, Peter already winning, so
Looking good for Pete.
if I was Peter, I would have held that land,
Maybe play a draw card artifact here. Ooh. Start the clock now. And hope that Chris doesn't have a removal. Looks like there's no removal unless it's a journey.
All right. Chris, they're basically fighting for who has a higher life total. I think Chris brought in those lone missionaries specifically because of
The sudden death
right,
rules?
because it's not a
I
very
was just wondering about that. I
it's
was
not a
like,
very good card to bring
interesting.
in, right?
Yeah.
In the mirror.
Interesting.
Yeah, it changes the dynamic.
Oh man, we're playing Dark Web Magic here.
I also saw a sudden death go from against. I think it might have been a deck that had bolts versus Tron, and Tron was on the play, had an expedition map and a Nature's Claim in hand. They're already on time. So if he had gone to his next turn, he would have been able to
People
Nature's
just aren't
Claim,
used to that.
gain 4
yeah.
life, win.
Oh god.
But his opponent had the bolt in his hand. I think he was on Grixis Dead Shadow, and yeah, his opponent had the bolt in hand.
Dude, is this what Chris is doing? He's just trying to get up on life? I mean, there's
I mean,
39. The time is ticking down here, folks.
Yes, after after time, there'll be 5 turns, and whoever has the higher life total.
We'll see. Oh, Peter has a Galvanic Blast Bolt, though.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good if you're
Chris did just play
2 fountains.
2 fountains.
This really
It's
making
an
life
interesting,
matter
yeah.
here. Oh my god. That's so weird. Cause with the time, like Peter's way behind.
Well, Peter has a Gal Blast that we know of.
The
So the timing isn't super accurate. It's about time for them downstairs. We have a timekeeper downstairs that's gonna let them know when they're going to go to time. We got the Gal Blast on the Lone Missionary.
it's the one die. Is that turns?
We'll see in just a second.
It looks like that
Oh,
is
it is
turns.
turns.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. So
So
we're
we
on
are on
turn
turn
two
two.
right now. To gain one life, it's like it matters.
Yeah.
Cause Peter has a clock and Wamsi doesn't, and Peter has 2 burn spells in hand. And I think a Sands, you can get 2 more life here with another Radiant Fountain.
Well, if Chris also has a burn spell too, that also changes the math
Standard
on
Bearer
things.
changes things as well.
Ooh, what is that?
I
Is
think
that
Peter.
Standard Bear?
Yep. I think Peter might be forced to play both burn spells at this point.
Oh, I don't think that was a Standard Bear.
That's a Standard Bearer. Pretty sure. Yep, that's a Standard Bearer.
So the Gal Blast had to target the
So,
Standard Bearer.
they were doing it in response.
Oh, in response.
Yeah,
Okay,
in response.
yeah.
So they're trying to go over. Turn 4, 22 to 19 or 18. All right, that mitigates 1 damage from the Standard Bearer attacking.
If you're Peter here, do you crack the clue? Looking
No,
for?
you just you have Bolt. Well, this is turn 5, so this is the deciding point right here.
Yeah.
Ooh, you kind of wanted that to be a bird spell. Because I think if that was a burn spell, that probably was game. So this is all going to come down to this. Let's see who has a higher life at the end of this turn. And whoever does probably wins.
Probably. Yeah. Well,
And you-
even if Peter does draw the burn
It
spell,
goes into the Standard
yeah.
Bearer. That's what I was saying. Ooh, and you gain a life.
and I think,
Tracker clue.
and Chris wins.
And that's
this,
it.
Yeah.
Through life.
Through life totals.
And that's what I was wondering. Maybe you should just like fire off both burn spells at that point, you know? Because I think like maybe Wamsi was playing those kind of rules a
Yeah,
little bit more than Peter there.
if Peter had maybe fired off both those burn spells and just kept back the Skyfisher,
Yeah, for sure.
that might have been a better play.
Yeah.
Because the Skyfisher, I only got in for maybe 4 points of damage, maybe 6.
Something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, Chris
Really
really
nice adapting.
maneuvering to a new set of game rules
Yeah,
basically.
just keeping that in mind and getting it.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's the end of round 2. We're going to be moving into round 3. There's going to be 4 rounds tonight. And your original host, Travis, is going to come back. So we'll see you in a little bit.
See ya.